What's up guys, it's LDNSYNS. Today we're going to work on doing a quick walk cycle. It's not so much a tutorial, it's more of a how I go about doing it. It's going to take about 15 to 20 minutes. So yeah. So let's get started. As you can see here, again, guys, I apologize for the noise in the background. I live on the main road and I've got builders every freaking day building something outside my house, and cars and buses driving past, and it can't be helped. I live in a flat, so I do apologise again for the background noise. But yeah, as you can see here, today we're going to look at doing a walk cycle. And I'm going to use my dynamic 2.5D rig here to achieve this. It's going to be a side-on walk cycle, and we're going to be using target bones for our legs. And this rig here has got target bones for his arms, but I think I'm gonna take them off for the walk cycle and just use my normal rig inverse kinematics thing for the arms. So yeah, let's get started. First thing I want to do is go to my body turn bone. I just want to turn him round so that he's facing in a side view, like that, and so that he's not bloody staring at me. I'm going to turn his head also into a side position, and his eyes also like that. And it's quite straightforward. I'm going to firstly remove his arms, the target bones from his arms. And now the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to grab his, let's say his back leg. I'm just going to pull that forward like so. I'm going to get his front leg and I'm going to pull that back just like that. And then I'll go to his foot bone, just so that I've got an idea of what it looks like. And his foot's going to be curled up in this position, and it will be curled down in this position. I'm just going to take, this is the problem with target bones, you do get the odd issue from time to time. It kind of bends the way it wants sometimes, and just got to click Alt, drag across, and it will rebend it in the opposite way. Oops. That down like that. So this is our first position. We just want to do his arms, so this arm will be out facing to the front, and this arm will be something like this. So this is what they call a contact position. This is going to be, let's make it a 36 frame walk cycle. So what I want to do, I want to copy all the points from, all the frames from frame 1, and I just want to paste them onto frame 36. So now the legs and the arms are the same on frame 1 and on frame 36. And I'm going to go in the middle of that and go to frame 18. And I just want to put each arm and each leg in the opposite position. So I'm going to take this arm and swing it there, and this one will be swung there. And the same with the legs. I mean, I could use onion skin in too, just to get the exact position. And to click onions, to get onion skin, you just click this little tab here. Click here on the first frame. I'm just going to grab my target bones. I'm just going to put them where the other corresponding bones were. Let's see it. Something like that. I'm going to remove the onion skin, it gets in the way. And then I'll just go to my foot bone. Oops. Like that. bone here, and I'll just flip that one up, and I'll just flip this one down so that it's opposite. And I'm assuming this leg's going to need to be bent in a correct position also because of the target bone. So I'm just going to do that quickly. So we have our bend. So in effect, this is the first basic look of our walk cycle. We have our 2 contact positions, so our first one, our second one, and then back to the first frame again. So now we need to do our bloody police. Now we need to do our in-betweens. So this back leg, in between frame 1 and 18, so that makes it frame 9. We're just going to drag it so that it's completely straight and parallel to his body. And the leg in front, we're just going to grab our bone and we're going to take the leg up just like that. Now I'm going to swing the foot down and I'm going to straighten this foot here. So in effect, it now does this. I'm going to do it for the other side, but this time it's going to be the opposite side. So now, on frame 27, the front leg would need to be straight and parallel to the body, and this leg will need to be up like that. So this is how we do our first steps of our walk cycle, and that's taken 5 minutes. As you can see, it doesn't take that long to actually do once you know what you're doing, and you need to just have an understanding of the positions that you need to have your legs going in to make it nice and easy. And that's just the first part. So now we need to add our up and downs. So I'll clip my main body bone here like this, and I'm going to make keyframes on our first frame, with it on our 36th frame, and on our 18th frame. That's how this is the position that it's basically in standardly. And now we just use the same bone. So let's say on frame 5, we're just going to grab this bone and just drag him down a little bit. And on our, say, 14th, 13th frame, we're just going to drag his body higher. I'm just going to copy these 2 frames, up and down, and paste them on frame 32. So then we have the exact same up and down on both sides of our walk. So if we look now, it goes down, up, down, up. You might need to go down a little piece more. I'm going to drag him down a little bit more, and here I'm just going to drag him down a little bit more also. So he has a little spring. And I'll just play with his feet, so I want them to look flat on this position. And again on frame 22, I'm going to do the exact same thing for the other foot. So when his leg bends, his foot is flat. Stand this a little piece more. And he gets that spring. So if I just cycle this off now, I'm just going to right click on all my frames on frame 36 and click cycle and press 2, OK. This is what our initial walk cycle looks like. Still a bit stiff, but it's a good basis. I want to go back to my make them all linear again. Now I want to give a bit of bounce. So let's give a bit of movement to his head. And again, I just want to make keyframes on frame 1, frame 36, and frame 18, just by clicking on his head using the manipulate bones tool. And now that we have keyframes, in between those keyframes, when he goes down, say, I want his head to go up a bit. Let's see. And then when he's rising, I want his head to go down a bit. I'm just going to do the same for the other side. So when he goes down, his head goes up. And when he goes up, his head goes down. And that gives you a head bob. Now I want to do the same with his body. So I'm going to give 2 keyframes, one for his torso and one for his chest on frame 1 and on frame 36, and then again on frame 18. I'm going to do the same that I've done with the head. So when he goes down, I'm going to give him like a bit of a recoil. So we're going to drag his torso and drag that. We're going to drag it back a bit, and we're going to, his chest bone, we're just going to drag it forward a bit. And on his up motion, we're going to drag the torso bone forward a bit, and we're going to drag the chest bone back a bit. And we just do the same for the other side of the walk. So the torso goes back, the chest goes forward. On the down motion, it's a bit too much. And on the up motion, the body goes forward a bit and the torso goes back. So now again, if I cycle this, these are just subtle little things that give your walk a bit of attitude and a bit of extra motion. So if I just cycle this now. Not like that. So recycle 2. Cycle 2 and play. Now my body has a little bounce in it, and our head has a little bounce. And the only thing really left to fix now is his arms. And we could do that just by giving it a bit of, what do we call it, overlap, or give it a bit of extra swing in his forearm. So I would just click on his forearm layer, click both of them, and where it cycles, it actually doesn't have a cycle, so I need to make keyframes for his forearm. So I'm just going to go to my first frame, make one keyframe here, a keyframe on frame 36, and a keyframe on frame 18. And on frame 18, I'm just going to pull this arm out a little bit further. And I'm going to do the same for the back forearm. So I'm going to make a keyframe on frame 1. I'm going to have this one out just a little bit further than it needs to be. Again on frame 36. And on frame 18, I'm just going to swing this one back out a bit as well and give it a keyframe. So if we go to our first forearm on the outside, and I'm just going to grab the point, grab the frames here, and I'm going to offset them about 3 frames, say. Let's say 4 frames. I'm going to cycle that. So right click it, and I'm going to cycle it on frame 5, so we don't have the same frame cycling twice. And do the same for the other arm. swing that out to frame 4. Cycle it on frame 5. And we should have a little bit of, it's very difficult to see, but we have a little bit of overswing. I want to fix his left hand as well. It looks a bit off. So I'm just going to go into my hand layout and just swing the position around using my hand bone. And this, guys, is how I do a walk cycle in about 10 minutes. There are a few little things I could fix. I could give him, let's say, using my body turn bone, I can make a keyframe on frame 1 again, and a keyframe on frame 36, which there is one. But on frame 18, I'm gonna swing his body the other way. So now he turns into his walk. So now he walks like this. He turns. Maybe on frame 1, I can have him out a bit like this. So if I copy that frame and paste it onto frame 36, and cycle it again, he should swing into his walk now. So yeah, it's a quick walk cycle. I might also add like a bit of a squash and stretch. So as before, I'm going to go to my bone, or my bone layer, make a keyframe for that there, and on frame 36, and again on frame 18, and on his down motion again, I'm just going to have him squash a little there, and then stretch up a little there. No, not like that. I need to make one on the 18th frame. Thought I'd done that. So down, and then stretch, and then again on the 22nd, we're just going to go down. I'm going to stretch him up here, and we're going to add that to our cycle. So we're just going to right click on cycle, and click 2. And again, that just gives it a little bit of squash and stretch. They say it's not much, but it is noticeable. What else can I add? If I wanted to say his arm, I kind of want it to like swing in an arc. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on my transform, is it transform? Transform bone tool, this one here. And I'm going to make a keyframe. First I'm going to drag this back a little piece, like this. I'm going to make a keyframe on frame 36 for that. And on frame 18, I'm going to just drag this forward like that. So it goes forward, back. And then in between again, on the down motion, I want this to go down here a bit. And then here, I want it to rise up. And then it will drop back down into its normal position. And on the way back, it would swing down a little bit. And before it gets back into its normal position, we want it to go higher, and then it drops down. So if we cycle this also, should have an arc motion on his arm, on his swing. I could also possibly do his shoe. I'll do one of them just to show you how I would do it. And if I was to go to, let's say, this one here, I have toes that go up and down, so I want it to be slightly up, and that will be the same for frame 36. And on frame 18, this toe will be bent when it's hitting the floor, but it will be completely flat here, normal. So if you look, toes pointing up, hits the floor and it's flat, and it's flat. I think I might make this still flat here, so then it bends only as it hits the floor, and then here it will be kind of curled out. Maybe that's just a little piece too much. Like that, and it will flip back, and if I cycle this, I'll just do the other shoe quickly so we can see it in effect. So it will be the opposite. I would use this one would be hitting the floor. Frame 36 will be the same. On frame 18, it will only be slightly up. Bosses. So when it's here, it's curled out. This is when it should be flat. And it should start curling until about there. Yeah, so I want to cycle this also. And if you go out and have a look, his feet now have a bend. There's something wrong with this one here. Just gonna look how it's flat. Yeah, like that. So that's how I do my walk cycle, guys. There's not much left to do. There are a few things I probably would add. I also wanted to show you that he also walks, if I used his body turn bone and was to turn him into a quarter position, the rig still walks. And I could turn his head also, so it doesn't look like his alien or something. I'll just quickly go in and turn his head, fix his eyes, and instantly 2 walk cycles for the price of 1, which is quite handy. So yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Obviously the only way I know you guys are liking the video is by hitting that button. And the more likes and subscriptions I get, the more videos I'm bound to make. So if you like what you see, and if there's anything you want me to go over or make, leave a message in the comment section below and I'll try and get to it ASAP. But yeah, thanks for watching and check out the next video.